Team Fortress 2 weapon generators are websites that allow you to create a brand new hypothetical Team Fortress 2 weapon with a random set of stats. For this video, Alan and I sat down and talked about 20 randomly generated Team Fortress 2 weapons to see how good they would be if they were just dropped into the game as is. Now, this concept was inspired by Great Blue and Fish Stick on a Stick, who have recently done several similar videos, so be sure to check out their videos, as theirs are much longer and go into much more depth than we do, as they just know the game better than we do. So, I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Alright, so we are going to be ranking 20 randomly generated Team Fortress 2 weapons that neither of us have seen before. So, I'm going to start going over the tiers. We have game breaking, which is obvious. OP but not game breaking is like, this is a weapon that's technically overpowered, but the game would be fine if it was there. Think like the sword shot. So basically, we have meta, which is like, this is like the best item for this slot, but it's not overpowered. On par with best in slot is like, this would be a choice, like you could not go wrong with this. In other words, like it's not the best choice.
Basically, like stock.
Yeah, so like this is like on par with best is basically the on par with stock, basically, or whatever the best in each slot is. So like the crossbow for medic, or Ubersaw for medic. Decent is like, this is a good weapon. This would be like a black box sort of thing. It's like, it's good, but it's not as good as like stock rocket launcher or direct hit or beggar's bazooka.
Yeah.
And then usable but weak is like, I'd say this would be something like, what would be usable but weak?
The Thompson?
No, I'd say that's worthless. The Thompson is
no,
worthless.
it's not quite worthless because you can use it. Okay, the cow mangle.
The cow, I don't know. The cow mangle is actually pretty decent, like for defensive rocket launcher anyway.
It's only really good. This,
I say the Shahan shot.
The Shahan shot.
The Shahan shot.
There we go.
Is a good, decent weapon. And then usable weak. And then worthless. I mean, usable weak.
The Thompson.
Yeah, actually, I say the Cleaner's Carbine is another usable weak.
Yeah.
And then
I guess the
Thompson and then the Bison,
Bison.
Gas Passer would be worthless.
Gas Passer isn't worthless because of the sign now.
Yeah, but the neon combo, but you have to spend 60 seconds waiting for it to charge up every time you even want to try that.
I mean, or just do fire damage. It also charges faster with fire damage.
That's true. Okay, but you don't have the scorch shot to charge it, though.
You have a flamethrower.
Yeah, but... okay. And then, question mark, this is like, if it generates a stat that we don't, like, get. Also,
or, like, if it's, like... If it says, like... For instance... a primary is a shotgun, but it shows something that isn't a shotgun, like a banner in the picture.
Well, no, because the image in these don't matter. I was saying, like, basically, like, it's a stat that we don't know what it means. Like, there's multiple ways to interpret each stat. Also, big shout out to Great Blue and Fish Stick on a Stick, who gave me the idea for this video. Go check theirs out. Their video is much longer and much more in depth than ours. So if you enjoy this one, go check theirs out. They just know the game a lot better than we do, and I'd say theirs are make great videos other than that. So without further ado, first weapon, we have a spy primary. Plus 20% movement speed for 3 seconds after receiving damage.
After receiving damage?
Taking damage at all, you get a 20% move speed bonus. That, okay, 80% damage vulnerability when out of combat for 20 seconds or more. So, interesting.
So this is just a worse big earner.
It's honestly, it's more like the spy-sickle. It's like how most knives give you some kind of bonus upon backstab, but the spy-sickle gives you a bonus after you take damage, kind of like this from fire.
This would be absolutely god-awful to fight a soldier with, because being around a soldier. Because if you're using cloak and you've been out of battle for 20 seconds, and he just happens to shoot a rocket your way, you're dead.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna pull up a calculator real quick. So basically, if you haven't taken damage yet, you take 80. You basically take double damage. Very close to it. Hold on. Spies. What would be Spy's effective health? So 125, because you're not using the kunai, because this is a knife.
Yeah.
So 125 times
0.80.
0.8 is minus 100. So you'd have 25 effective health if you have this equipped.
Okay, and if you get shot or damaged, somebody's probably gonna realize that you're
Alan,
there.
that's splash damage. 25 damage from anything. That's half of the damage done by the cleaver. This is like, that's the Pomson could do that. The Bison could do that, for God's sake. This is like, you had me going with the move speed bonus after taking damage. That's actually pretty good, but like this killed it. Like this kills it because it's like you're out of combat by default. So if you go into combat at all, wait, actually, I suppose if you took fall damage, like if you somehow managed to take fall damage, and then like, but then you still have like only 20 seconds where you can take any damage at all.
This would be good with the Dead Ringer. This would be like really good with Gunspy.
Yeah, because the speed
Gunspy, this would be insane.
No, it wouldn't, because you have to have the Dead Ringer out, which means you're not shooting.
No, I'm saying, well, Richard, Gunspy is usually in combat, and the movement speed would give him a lot of...
Yeah, but the precedent for in combat is usually you've taken damage. Like, it's the same thing with the health regeneration on the Conqueror, for example. Like, you have to have taken damage. If you have taken damage in the last 20 seconds, you are in combat. This says out of combat for 20 seconds, so you've not taken damage for 20 seconds. This is worthless. Because, like, again, you have to have the Dead Ringer out to even survive, which means you can't be using Stalk or the Cloak and Dagger, which would be what you wanted to use the speed boost for.
Well, I'm saying you could use this for Gunspy. No, and hear me out, because... So let's say you're on 2 Fort, because it's the most popular TF2 map.
Okay.
You jump out of your battlements, take damage purposefully, so you have 20 seconds to get into combat. Now, you can definitely get it over to their bottom battlements, beneath their battlements, in 20 seconds.
And technically, the fall damage would give you the speed boost.
Exactly. So this would be perfect for 2 Fort, really, and a bunch of other maps, I'm sure, because this would be great for Gunspy because of the movement speed. It's like you keep your health most of the time, unless you cloak, which if you're using the Cloak and Dagger, you're fine.
Okay.
I mean, if you're using the Dead Ringer, you're fine because you're gonna be taking damage.
That you're missing the point, though. That's true, but the Dead Ringer, its damage of only applies. Like the resistance when you have the Dead Ringer out. When you pull the Dead Ringer out, you cannot be shooting. If you're playing Gunspy, you're usually shooting, which means unless you're pulling out the Dead Ringer between each shot, in other words, nullifying the reason for playing,
you don't have to pull it out every time.
Alan,
you only pull it out when you know you're about to die.
Alan, you have 25 health. If you get jumped, you die instantly. Like even more
if you're not in combat.
Alan, you're missing.
Does this mean that like?
If you don't take damage, you have an 80%.
What is the timer? Like, hold up. So if you don't take damage for 20 seconds, or you're not shooting for 20 seconds?
No,
because technically...
No. It's saying if you're out of combat, which means if you have not taken damage in the last 20 seconds, you have an 80% damage vulnerability.
No, because this is out of combat, not taking damage.
Alan, the precedent for out of combat in TF2 is taking damage, like receiving crit heals from a medic.
Okay.
If you haven't taken damage for 20 seconds, you have 25 effective health as Spy. Even like you can't use the kunai with it, but like
so basically, if you were on 2 Fort, all you'd have to do is just go into the water, wait 8 seconds, and you're drowning. You take 1 bit of damage and you're fine.
But it's saying the drowning would take extra damage. You take 80% more damage from that.
How much damage does drowning do? Like the same as bleeds? That's 3 damage?
Okay, so there's 3 damage basically double, so you take 6 damage, which isn't much. Then you have the speed boost, and then you have 20 seconds to go do something with it. But then you're starting off with like less than 120 health, so a fully charged Huntsman body shot can kill you, fully charged body shot from the Heat Maker.
I'm just saying, it's not worthless. It's usable but weak.
This is worthless. You die instantly. It's not even like the kunai, where the kunai has a much smaller health pool, but you can still survive 2 hits from a melee if you don't get random crit. This, you just instantly die. And this is, you're saying like on 2 Fort, sure, but if you're playing a serious game, you're probably playing some kind of payload map. And think about it like this. What you're saying is if you damage yourself somehow and equip the worst watch and play spy in the meme playstyle that sometimes works out, then you're saying this might be usable. Here's the thing. Would you use this over the spy sickle? For the same
I
utility?
never use the spy sickle.
In gun spy. Instantly extinguish yourself.
I don't use the spy sickle.
Would you use this over any other knife? What other knife would you use this over? Would you use this over the big
The Ur.
Okay, use this over the Ur Eternal Reward. Okay. Why? What makes the Ur Eternal Reward worse than this?
It takes your cloak.
This takes your health. Health is much more important than cloak because cloak regenerates.
Cloak is an escape tool.
Alan, you're missing the point. The upside doesn't matter. If you get the speed boost after taking damage and everything effectively has an 80% damage bonus towards you, then you die. You don't even get to use the speed boost unless you damage yourself beforehand, which means once this wears off, you're going to be taking even more damage because you have an even smaller effective health pool. This is utterly worthless. You die instantly.
I disagree, but whatever.
Someone's gonna have to fact check me in the comments, but I'm dead serious. This would be worthless. Okay, weapon number 2. A pyro primary. Hold alt fire to charge up a piercing fireball at the cost of 100 ammo can still reflect. So basically, it fires a Dragon Fury shot as your alt fire. That's kind of cool.
For 100 ammo?
Yeah, imagine this on payload offense.
Can you still air blast?
It says can still reflect. So air blast is not impacted. So this is just something you can do if you need to attack someone.
Plus 2% move speed for each consecutive second target.
Any target is burning. Wait a minute. So if you set someone on fire, you get a speed boost that gets bigger the longer they're on fire.
All received debuffs last twice. This is meta.
Yeah, think about it.
This is meta.
Look, oh, hold on. All received debuffs on pyro.
What are you getting?
Afterburn for one, but that's the point. But he can reflect Girardi and Mad Milk.
The only thing he really couldn't reflect is bleed from a Boston. He can reflect bleed from
The
cleaver or the rap assassins.
And
this is meta.
Also, think about it, like, so he has like a mid-range like fire tool. He can fire twice without anything. And also, it just
how much ammo does
200.
air blast take?
Air blast takes 20 ammo by default, and this doesn't have an ammo increase penalty. So, plus 2% movement speed for each consecutive second any target is burning.
This would be great for extinguisher.
Is this on the weapon only? Like, if you pelt someone with a scorch shot flare, does this mean that you get a speed boost just by setting the entire enemy team on fire?
It doesn't say on where, so I would assume it's only with this.
For each... But then again, any target burning, it doesn't say anything with this weapon. So, like, if you shoot someone with that's true, but if you shoot someone with a scorch shot flare, then pull this weapon out, does that still get the speed boost? This is double the movement speed of... Not double. Well, how much does the power jack give you? 15% speed boost?
Yeah.
So this is more than the power jack for just doing your job. And then, like, if we...
So even more WM1.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. Even if it doesn't apply, like, even if...
This gets you as fast as a spy.
No,
this
would be the power jack. This is faster than spy and medic. You can outrun spy with this. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Those poor spy.
You set a spy on fire, and then you can outrun him
with
your primary. You don't even need to switch to the power jack to keep up with him and switch back.
This is meta.
This is
meta.
Oh,
this is absolutely.
And medic can't run away. Even with the even with the overdose at full Uber, medic.
This is OP. This is not game breaking, but this is overpowered.
I don't know if this is OP though, because like this is every consecutive second. So
all received. This is meta. This is meta.
Yeah, because
this is not overpowered.
And also, it has to be burning for how long? It has to be burning for 10 whole seconds. Even if you hit someone with a scorch shot flare, that's only applying 8 seconds of afterburn. Like, you don't get the full benefit of this all the time. Yeah, I think this is meta. Like, this is
meta.
This is meta. This is really good. Like, this is borderline overpowered, but that's really good. All right, number 3, a demo man secondary. Reserve ammo is refilled to max on kill. 15% slower movement.
Infinite. This is meta. That's insane. That basically infinite ammo.
But the downside, you're slower than a soldier now.
Richard,
but you have
you
the
could
mobility.
sit in a random spot and just sticky spam without ever having to come down for ammo.
Oh, imagine this on offense. You just blow into a
Imagine this on
nest.
bad water.
Okay, I think.
Remember that cliff you can get on top of above the cart?
Oh my god.
This would just be stupidly like insane.
Okay. Listen, I don't think this is meta. I think this is on par because here's the thing: that 15% slower movement speed on Demo Man is kind of brutal. You have the mobility, but then
You'd be as slow as a soldier.
you'd be slower than a soldier.
You would?
Okay, hold on. Wait, Demo's movement speed is 90 something, right? It's 93.
Yeah, and
Soldiers is 80. So
and heavy's is 77.
okay, so would 15% make him slower than soldier?
What is demo at?
Demo is 93.
Yeah, that he'd be like 2 slower.
He'd be
Then-
slower than soldier. So
Only slightly, but still.
But then again, that's not that much of a downside.
No, it's really not, because if you wore the Wii booties or bootlegger,
Those only give you a speed boost if you have a shield equipped. This is taking up the shield slot. And also, if you're using it with a skull cutter, then you're even slower. Now, you do have the mobility. Like you can.
who uses the skull cutter if you're gonna sticky spam?
I use it sometimes. Depends on what game mode I'm on and what kind of enemy players I'm playing against. But yeah, I think this is on par because like
I think you could use this with the parachute. This would be good with the parachute.
You're right. So with the base jumper, but then again, that's kind of a meme strategy. Okay, I think this is on par with Bested Slot.
I
This
agree.
is
I agree.
good. It's a sticky bomb launcher, but I still don't think it's like egregious, so good it would be the meta. That movement speed can hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have a Scout Melee.
Melee with projectile.
Okay,
It specifically
So like
says
this
that.
is like a Sandman or a Rap Assassin.
Alt Fire launches a projectile that explodes on impact.
So-
Crits against user only deal regular damage. Bounty, user is marked for death 3 seconds after dealing a crit.
Okay. So let's parse this out real quick. So basically,
Okay. So the Alt Fire launches basically,
a bomb, but we don't know how much it does.
let's say it does as much as a sticky.
No, that's not the precedent because we have to take the precedent of like the same Scout Melees, like the Scout Melees.
No, because it's got to do more than that.
No,
If
but it explodes. So
Does
the
that mean
Rap-
that it blows people up into the air?
It's basically just like a really like. Okay,
So it's got to do knockback because it's an explosive.
I think that the best precedent to take with this is the Rap Assassin because the ball does explode. It just doesn't do explosion.
How much damage does it do? It does like 40 damage,
It has like
right?
no, it has like random damage spread. It can do like 15 to 30, I think.
So let's say it does 30 damage is the lowest it does, and it ranges from...
No, because then you're buffing it. You're giving it a buff.
Okay, fine. It does 30 damage.
Okay. Or okay, we just say this, like we don't really know what precedent to take here, so I say we'll just give it the same damage as as a regular melee swing from it. So it does 35 damage on hit and explodes. So basically, in other words, it has a small explosion radius that deals explosion damage, like 35 if you get hit by the ball, and then it scales down slightly depending on how far away you are from the explosion.
Okay.
So basically, this is a miniature grenade. Crits against you, so you can't take headshot. You're immune to headshots and Frontier Justice crits.
Does that mean you're completely immune to headshots?
Crits against user do only regular damage. So if you if you get hit by a fully charged headshot, it would do 150, not 450. So if you got
if you had overheal,
yeah, if you got quick scope, you'd only take 50. So also, if a medic hits you with a random crit, it only does 65. So you can't just random crit the scout. That runs
user
into your
is
face.
marked for death 3 seconds after
after
using a crit.
dealing a crit.
So this is basically just like the Criticola.
What?
Aren't you marked for death while using the Criticola?
Yeah, but okay, that's true. But that's for like the whole duration of the effect, which is like 8 seconds, whereas this is only 3 seconds.
So this would... I can't know if this would be meta or on par.
Most of Scout's melees are crap.
So this would be meta because this is the only good one.
Yeah, it's literally just a stock bat with an explosive project. Like the only other project Scout really suffers at long range. The only weapons he has that are actually long range are the Cleaver, the Rap Assassin, and the Sandman. And while Sandman sucks, The other two are pretty good. You're sacrificing something pretty substantial to run either one. This is the stock bat with a miniature bomb and the ability to be immune to headshots. I think this is meta.
I agree.
I think this would be Scout's best melee. Okay, you might occasionally need something like the honestly though, if you're not giving up mid-range damage, you probably run the winger in your secondary slots. You don't even
go like soda popper winger and this.
You don't even or the force of nature. You don't even
or the force of nature.
You don't even need the atomizer. You could just run this and then the winger.
Yeah. This is meta.
This is meta. Okay. Number 5. A soldier melee. All buffs on user last 30% longer. Bleed for 8 seconds. What?
Does this mean like?
It's a downside. So does that
mean you bleed for 8 seconds every time you swing it?
But it doesn't say on swing. We might have to put this in question mark because I don't know what this means. This okay, all buffs on user. So like
buff banner.
Like the buff banner, vaccinator bubbles, like not Uber charge because that's tied to the medics one. This I think we have to put this in
have to put this in question mark.
Yeah, because we don't know bleed for 8 seconds. Like it doesn't say on hit or anything. It's just bleed for 8 seconds. Does this mean that you bleed every time you swing it? Does it mean
bleed every time you pull it out?
Every time you take damage? Like what does this mean?
Every time you spawn?
Yeah, well, into question mark it goes. Number 6. A sniper secondary. So this is an SMG. Damage increases as the user becomes injured and blocks healing while in use.
This is absolutely worthless.
Yeah, because like again, if we take the we've talked about this kind of off video, like you guys watching, we have had several discussions with, but we've done this like off camera before. We've had this discussion multiple times. This basically implies that the precedent we take is the equalizer. So this implies that it has as low as a 50% damage penalty by default, and it can go up to like 50% damage bonus if you're at 1 health. So in other words, you have to be sniper at 1 health, and you might do double SMG
Point
damage.
blank SMG does 25 damage.
So you double that, there's 50 damage per shot at point blank. That's pretty good, but you have to be at 1 health at point blank as a sniper.
Exactly.
And blocks healing while in use isn't much of a downside though. Like, actually.
Bruh, how many times are you gonna say actually?
50% damage penalty on a submachine gun doesn't really matter that much because it's taking a small percentage off a small number. So point blank, instead of doing 25 damage, how much does it do? It does 10
damage.
So that's not that
similar
bad.
To the pistol.
That's actually not
Pistol
that
does
bad.
12 damage.
And that's assuming that we do take that precedent. So it blocks healing while in use is not really a downside. And if you take damage, you could like get higher than normal SMG damage. And
Well, what if a medic tries to shoot you with a crossbow arrow?
while you have when are you gonna have your SMG out? And also like even if
True.
so honestly
This is honestly why. Okay, it's good. It's okay, but why would you use an SMG in the first place?
I say it goes in decent. I don't think it goes in on par with best in slot because the best in slot is Durati.
I think it should be usable but weak.
I don't know because it's technically like I think it's
Because you can use the weapon because sniper is usually by respawn anyway or by packs anyway.
That's very true.
But I'm just saying this would be not very good. It's just like, okay, this is all right, but why would anybody use it anyway? Because of the blocking healing on use.
Well, again, like that, but that's not really much of a downside though, because this is sniper we're talking
Richard,
about.
if have you ever seen a medic like not memeing and using a SMG?
What? A medic? You mean the sniper?
A sniper, yeah, a sniper not memeing and using an SMG. That's not a free to play.
I use the SMG, but
yeah, okay, well that's completely different. You're always memeing.
True. But the thing is, okay, look here. I'm going to play devil's advocate for decent because again, the damage penalty on it's taking a number off of a smaller number. Like basically, if it does 5 damage, it's doing 2 damage per hit, and it doesn't have a slower firing speed like the carbine. So this is normal SMG firing speed. So I think that would still be decent damage, and if you're taking damage, it gets higher. And also, we are assuming that the equalizer would take precedent over this. If not, if it doesn't take the equalizer precedent, this is just an SMG with a damage bonus the more damage you take.
Yeah, but we have to assume it does do that.
Yeah, okay. So
I would say we could put this in decent.
yeah, I think this goes in decent because it's still usable. Like, the damage penalty would suck, but it's not like...
It's unusable.
It's taking a percentage out of an already small number, so it's not even doing that much. And the downside doesn't matter too much because all you have to do is put it away and you can be healed. Like, it doesn't have a slower switch speed or anything. All right, number 7.
Medic melee.
Faster move speed on wearer. So this is not while having it out. This is while having this equipped gives you a 10% faster movement speed. So you're faster than Spy. Cannot deal crits or mini crits below 75.
Trash. This is trash. This is absolutely stupid. When do medics use the Uber Saw? When they're going for crits right in front of you.
Well, here's the thing.
And they're typically low health when they're beating you up because they don't have...
Okay, but here's the thing. Imagine using it with the Blutsauger and backing away. You're faster.
Oh, this is a melee.
This is a melee, yeah. Think of think of it like this. So you can't deal crits or mini crits, but imagine you put this on, like obviously this is competing with Ubersaw, but like Ubersaw is better. So I think we put this in decent because...
No, this is usable but weak because it's taking away the Ubersaw.
Yeah, but that would be on par with best in slot if it was as good as the Ubersaw. So a step down from that would be decent. Because think of it, like...
No, I think it's usable but weak because this is not... It's not good, and the Ubersaw is much better.
Okay.
The only thing it has for it is the 10% faster moving speed, but if you really want that, just use the overdose.
Or you could stack it with the overdose and then go...
It might not stack.
I think Heavy's the only one that has a capped movement speed. This would allow you to outrun a scout at full overcharge.
Okay.
And imagine using it with the Blutsauger. You'd be faster than a Spy backing up with the Blutsauger, and the Blutsauger refills your health. So you could be backpedaling away faster than anyone could catch you, and chip healing off of them as you back away. And since you're moving faster, the needles have longer range.
I don't know. I think this is usable but weak.
Okay, we can put it there because obviously the Ubersaw is a massive opportunity cost, but let it be said, I wanted it to go in decent. Alright. Number 8.
Heavy melee. Purely cosmetics, Wisdom explode into silly gibs. So movement speed is, while active, increases up to 20% as the user becomes injured. Plus 45% damage vulnerability when out of combat for 20 seconds or more. So this is absolutely insanely stupid because the movement speed is really, really nice, especially for heavy. I mean, this would make him as fast as fast as demo.
No, it would make him faster than demo. This is like a halfway point between the...
Let's say at 50 HP, he becomes as fast as demo.
Yeah, okay, so...
And then it just caps.
Yeah, because Heavy has a cap movement speed. No, because the Gru gives him a 30% boost and he still moves at that. So this is like slightly slower than like Engineer or Pyro. So
okay, yeah.
When you're at low health. Also, here's the thing though. If you take damage from the extra vulnerability, you get a speed boost. Like you can pull this out to like get out of a sightline if you take damage. And if you take that damage, it's only the first damage you take. Now, on Spy, this mattered a lot more because he had way less health. But on Heavy, he has enough health to tank a damage boosted hit most of the time. And also, if he's being pocketed, he takes one hit of chip damage or whatever. Okay, here's the thing. I think that this is usable but weak. Because if you want a speed boost, you could just use the eviction notice or the Gru, which the eviction notice is generally garbage, but it gives almost as much speed.
I wonder how much of a movement speed bonus this gives when you haven't taken damage.
None at all. Like it's like the escape plan.
But it says while active up to 20% as the user becomes injured.
So the more injured you are.
I mean, like if you take 1 damage, how much is it gonna get?
It's gonna be like a 1% speed boost. It's like the same thing as the escape.
Okay.
So it works like the escape.
I mean, yeah, this would be usable but weak. Because it doesn't say while active. Oh, it is while active.
Yeah, so like you have to pull this out. So you have to... Now, this means that it's same thing as the Gru and the eviction notice, but the problem is that the eviction notice is a terrible weapon, but as a mobility tool, it's usable but weak because it like gives you almost the same speed boost.
Yeah.
But only drains your health, so you don't...
This is usable but weak.
Although this does give you, yeah, but you have to, yeah, I think this is used for a week. There would be reasons to occasionally use this, but it's not like, like if you want to be able to heal up fast after like escaping, unlike the groove. Okay, number 9, we have a Demo Man secondary. So this is a Stigma Launcher. 30% healing from all sources while active. Overheal on user decays. Straight upgrade. Imagine this, Alan. Imagine this with a medic push. Because if you're
it says overheal decays 20% faster.
So while you're being pocketed, it doesn't decay. It doesn't decay at all while you're being pocketed, and you're being healed 30% more. So in other words, you have more effective. You have
so this with the Kritzkrieg would be absolutely insane.
Oh, this would be horrid. You'd have, or with the quick fix, you have 30% more effective health on top of the faster. And this is just a sticky bomb launcher.
This is meta.
This would be meta.
This is overpowered, actually.
I don't know if this is OP though, because
Richard,
it is just also it would be from packs and stuff. But like Pyro has the back scratcher and like this is basically just. It is just the sticky bomb launcher, unless you're being pocketed, and it's not that much more. It's definitively better than the sticky bomb launcher, but it's not. I don't think it's overpowered, because then, like, if the sticky bomb launcher gave you extra health from packs and medics, it would not be overpowered.
That's true.
I think this is meta.
Yeah, this is meta.
Okay. Number 10, we got another SMG.
Sniper secondary.
30% damage dealt to targets who move faster than you, so spies, medics, and scouts. 10% damage. So basically 20% damage bonus against spies, scouts, and medics. Straight upgrade. Is a 10% damage penalty.
Yeah, this is straight upgrade. This is on par with best.
That's less than the overdose.
Oh, not best in slot because there's
Girardi. So I say this is decent with the other one. This is better than the other one, but this is pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good SMG. I would definitely use that. I think
I would use that.
This would be the best SMG, but I don't.
They would definitely be the best SMG
because it has just a flat 20% damage bonus against anything that's fast. So like your 3 main things you're going to be targeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 11, a heavy primary. On kill, 45% to all healing received within 8 seconds. So if you're being pocketed, this is like the Demo Man primary. If secondary, if you are being pocketed, you're basically unkillable unless your DPS is like.
Weapon slowly restores ammo when revved up without shooting, but produces a louder noise. While revved, knockback is quadrupled. This is similar to what Fish and Blue got, because they got that same stat on Heavy, or one of the miniguns. They got the same knockback and the knockback.
Huh. I'm not sure about this. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. So, okay. I think that this is decent.
Yeah, this is good.
Like, if you're think about it. If you're trying to push into a sentry nest, you're just gonna get knocked back. Though Heavy does have an innate knockback resistance, so I think this is decent. Like the slowly restoring ammo, like how slowly it restores ammo would affect my view of this. And
yeah, I agree.
You have to be getting kills to benefit from the upside, and you have to be pocketed. Like if you're not being pocketed, this is just a stock minigun, but you get knocked around way easier.
Yeah.
And also, if you're playing on payload, payload offense, the upside does not matter at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think this goes in. Honestly, this might be usable a week because like you have to be pocketed for this to be effective. And while Heavy is pocketed fairly frequently, the upsides aren't all that great, especially compared to like the Brass Beast or something, which I know is generally
45% to all healing.
Okay, so it increases your effective health by 45. That is pretty good. Like
for
that's
8 seconds. With the quick fix.
Yeah, like if you're constantly getting kills as a Heavy, which you should be, and you're being pocketed, also all healing, so that includes like the payload card or packs.
I will say though, if you got shot by a rocket or the Force of Nature, you'd
or
be
the
like
loose cannon, or the loose cannon, or air blast, or
exactly.
Oh.
And if you're an uber push, pyros are gonna push you back.
Oh, that would be horrible. Yeah, this I think this is.
This is usable but weak.
because like the downside is too much. Now if there's no pyros on the enemy team,
This would be great.
yeah, like this would be fine. I think this goes
Usable.
Okay.
Sniper primary.
Yeah, number 12. Sniper primary. So this is a bow. So like
30% plus 30% healing from all sources while active. Wanted. Lethal headshots mark user for death for 5 seconds. This is actually not that good.
I think this is usable but weak because like
yeah, I agree.
Basically, in other words, it says headshot. So if you body shot people, then honestly though, if you body shot people and pepper them down with an SMG, this is a good like aggressions because it allows you to be pocketed more effectively, and you get like more health from packs.
This with the if you use this with mini crits with the cleaners, this would actually be pretty good because you'd still get that 125 threshold.
Yeah, but the problem is that this is the Huntsman, as the janky hitbox, so you might accidentally headshot someone you're not trying
That's
to.
true.
And it is.
But
only
if you're
5
being
seconds.
pocketed, the mark for death doesn't really matter.
But to be fair, who's gonna be pocketing a sniper? Like
with a huntsman,
I mean, it's more likely, but it's not guaranteed, especially when there are other power classes in place.
True.
I think this is
decent.
I think this is decent. Like,
decent.
it's a.
I think it's
sci-
funny how all the sniper weapons have gone into decent.
Yeah. Yeah, they've all gone into decent, which is very funny. Okay, number 13. We
A
have
spy primary.
melee.
This
So,
knife can be thrown a short distance, recharges at over 10 seconds. Recharge time is halved on a backstab. Wait a minute.
wait. If you throw it,
Oh, the throwing. You still have the knife.
okay, so throwing it is on a cooldown, but you have the knife regardless.
I have a question. Does that mean if you throw it at somebody, does it instantly kill them?
Does it just do 40 damage, or does it like if you hit them in the
I
back?
assume that if you hit them in the back, it's a ranged backstab.
Okay, so basically this is ranged backstab. In other words,
10% faster move speed on wearer.
so that's default. So you're faster than medic, so you can just catch up to a medic.
All healing received is decreased by 20% while recently in combat. So let's do 20 seconds like all the previous ones.
Okay.
So 20 seconds.
No, 20 seconds. No, we only said 20 seconds specifically because.
So
it said,
what does recently in combat mean?
I don't know, but that
Like within a minute?
yeah, like if you can receive crit heals, basically you are not in combat. So that's like what, 15 seconds?
15. Okay, yeah.
So another one, but this is spy. Like,
Huh.
You're not-
This is actually really good.
I think this is a straight upgrade.
No.
because
This is game breaking because you can get a ranged backstab
On a
Let's say this is
cooldown, though.
let 10 seconds.
That's
let's say this is let's say that this goes as far as
the
the
cleaver.
Sandman,
The cleaver.
the cleaver. So this is absolutely stupidly overpowered. This is game breaking.
I think this
Richard.
I think this is
Okay, this is OP but not game
This would be
breaking.
kind of cracked on Gunspy, I think.
This would be insane on Gunspy because the
no, wait.
movement speed would be insane.
And you could still attack from a distance. Like you can like.
exactly.
Oh.
This is OP.
You know what? Actually, this may be OP, but I want this.
I want
add this to the game.
Yeah, I agree.
This would be awesome.
Yes.
This would be one of Spy's best weapons. Like now, you're comparing
This is
it to the
OP.
kunai. Comparing it to stock and the kunai.
You still have 125 health.
That's true. You can backstab. So basically, you can backstab somebody from medium range, and you have.
I will wonder though, how long does it take to throw it?
It's instant. Like, if we're taking the cleaver as precedent,
True,
then instant.
Okay. I wonder. I'm assuming it's alt fire to
Alt.
throw the knife because it doesn't say.
No, then that would be cloaking. So I'm assuming it's gonna be like special attack, like the button to
Like
use.
F.
No, like special attack, like the button you use
H.
to. Let me finish. The button you use to use the shield in MDM.
Oh,
Special
so
attack.
the
Or
the-
reload, or you can use the reload key.
Yeah, the reload key.
Okay, so either of those. Yeah, okay, I think this is OP but not game breaking because
Yeah.
like this could definitely.
This I would love to actually have this in the game because yeah, that's actually.
Could you
insane.
imagine like this would be better than the Your Eternal Reward for taking down sentry nests because you could just throw this at an engineer from a distance. You don't even have to get behind him. You just throw it at him while you're, and then you
Just pray that he turns around.
or you just throw it at him and it still does 40 damage. Like you could just like
Yeah.
pepper an engineer down. Wait, if you that brings
What
me-
if you shot him? What if you threw that at him and then shot him? He'd be dead. If you do that at him and then shot him with a headshot from the ambassador, he'd be dead.
that would kill a medic.
That would kill.
No, it wouldn't kill a medic.
It'd bring him down to 8 health, so you'd shoot him in the head and then follow up with the body shot, and the medic would be
I
dead.
want this. Valve
I want this in the game. Yeah,
Like,
this would absolutely.
And honestly, this would be OP, but like
it's not game breaking.
this is on
because
Spy.
It's on Spy.
Like,
I don't think you could make a weapon on Spy that would be game breaking.
The Diamondback is blatantly overpowered, and it's still not that good.
Exactly.
So I think this is
Valve add this.
Please, this is OP but not game breaking. That's really good. I want that so badly. Okay, we have a Demo Man melee.
Explosive melee. Every other hit will apply great knockback to the enemy. Every third hit only deals 1 damage. Oh.
Every other hit.
How great is great knockback?
I'm assuming like Force of Nature, basically.
Oh, so this is like trash.
Yeah. So basically, if you hit someone once and
this
then
would be
again,
great for memeing, but this is trash.
Yeah, I think this is usable but weak because okay, here's the thing.
This means you could triple donk somebody though.
Yeah. So it's an explosive melee, but does the caper say that it does self damage?
No.
Okay, so basically this is damaging yourself when you do this, but it doesn't have the slower swing and deploy speeds like the caber does.
True.
And
I would say this is usable but weak because this would be good for memeing.
Although honestly, it might be on par with best in slot because like what other melees does Demo have? He has the
True.
He has the Demo Knight stuff.
Let's say it's decent because it couldn't be. It's not a good weapon.
Is it better than the stock bottle? It does the same damage as AOE as the stock bottle.
The third hit does 1 damage.
Yeah, but you can 2-shot any light class, and on the second hit, you launch them away from you.
Okay.
I think this is on par with best in slot because we're gonna count Demo Knight as his own thing because the swords are 2 separate. But like on explosive demo, this might be the best. Honestly, this might be the best weapon melee to run on explosive demo because it's a get away from me tool at close range.
Yeah. This would be good against Pyro.
Against scouts too, because you could kill him in 2 hits, and even if he survived the second hit, somehow like overheal or something, he launched the scout away.
Yeah.
Or you could
on par with best slot is the best place for this.
Yeah, because you could knock him into sticky traps. Like it's basically like a mini air blast.
Ooh, sticky traps would actually be crazy with this.
Okay, this is not like I don't think this is crazy. I think this is on par with best in slot.
Yeah.
We don't count the Demo Knight stuff because like
This
Demo
is definitely interesting
because Demo's only other melee weapon is the caber.
Yeah.
This is just a better version of the caber. Wait, so this implies that it does the same damage as the caber.
Which one is the one that breaks and makes you bleed when you hit people with it?
That's the Boston Bastion.
No. The demo melee.
Demo Man doesn't have a melee that makes himself bleed.
No. Can't you break a bottle and then it makes you bleed?
No, it doesn't make you bleed, but the bottle and the Scottish handshake will break if you get a crit.
Oh, I thought it made him bleed.
No, but here's the thing. Basically,
that'd be cool.
So in other words, basically what this is basically implying is that you hit someone first and it explodes like the caber, and then the second hit has a slight damage penalty but will knock people away.
It doesn't say that.
This is the caber though. We're taking.
Oh yeah.
So basically, in other words, first hit is just like the caber without those deploy speeds. So basically, it does. That's almost enough damage to one-shot a light class though. That's 124 damage if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah.
And then even if it only does 1 damage on the last hit, 124 plus 1 is 25. So that's enough to one-shot light class, 2-tap light classes. So yeah, I think this is on par with best in slot because like
Demo, or even if you followed this up with a pipe.
Yeah, because Demo doesn't have any other options, and like this would be really good for self-defense because even though you do self-damage on the second hit, it does enough to one-shot the 2-tap light classes, and on the second hit it launches them away from you and it damages any enemies nearby. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have number 15. We have a
heavy melee. Plus 30% healing from all sources while active.
Good God, we've gotten that one a lot.
Yeah. Each consecutive hit deals 5% less damage to a minimum of 15%. This is absolutely dog water.
Actually,
no, this is bad.
Alan,
because if you hit people multiple times, you're.
Alan,
is that a chair?
No, it's a trophy.
Oh, I thought it was a chair.
Alan,
I was like, buddy.
Alan, this is a heavy melee. The guy that has the minigun and shotgun. When are you hitting someone with your melee as heavy? This is you, and also it's only each consecutive hit. The first hit does the same damage.
So that means if you want to receive healing, you just pull this out.
and then you get 30% more healing from a medic. Now, I think that this is decent because, like, it's still the first hit has no damage penalty. You don't need a combat melee as heavy, and if you just need health really fast, and also this is all sources. This includes packs and dispensers and the payload cart.
Technically, you could Uber push with this because the medic is assisting you, so it wouldn't count as a consecutive hit because the medic is with you.
No, it would count as a consecutive hit because it's still a hit that's one after the other. But still, yeah, so this is while active, so you have to be holding it out. So you can't really Uber push with this, but still, if you need to, like, briefly pull this out, like for a second, like, to help recover faster or something.
Yeah, I guess this would be all right. I thought it would be dog water because of
consecutive hits. Like, if you're fighting someone with your melee weapon and as heavy, you're either out of ammo,
or you're memeing.
an idiot, or you're memeing, or you're playing medieval mode, and like no one would equip this in medieval mode. I think this, like, from all sort of, although the health packs dropped on kill in medieval mode.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think this might actually be like on par with best in slot because, like, think about it. Like, I mean, the KGB is good, but
we're
like,
not only thinking about medieval mode.
I know, but think about like heavy melees in general. Like,
Yeah,
they generally need some kind of utility.
I think this is decent.
I think decent because, like, it has some kind of utility, but is kind of outclassed. Although heavy doesn't really have any sustained weapons. Like, he has mobility and tanking damage, but he doesn't have a way to recover on his own without. He has the sandwich, obviously. This would be insane on Fat Scout because you. Could
What if you use this with the dark? Wait a minute. If you had low health and you ate the sandwich, and right after you ate the sandwich while you're still recovering health, could you switch to this and recover it faster?
No, because it's only from while active. You have to be holding this out while doing it. But if you were to use this with, like, on Fat Scout, like, for example, you wouldn't even need, like, a lot of people saying they need the sandwich on Fat Scout. You don't even need the sandwich on Fat Scout with this. You go around, and then when you see a health pack, you pull this out, and you get extra health from the pack. So yeah, I think this is on par with best in slot because it has a lot of utility, and heavy melees benefit a lot from utility. My vote is on par with best in slot.
Okay, fine.
You disagree?
Slightly, but I would only put it down at decent, so this is fine.
Okay. So we have the final 5. Next up we have a soldier secondary, a
Level
banner.
10 banner provides a group buff that prevents nearby teammates from having to reload. Rage increases through damage done.
Immunity to movement impairing effects. Overheal does not decay. All healing is decreased while 20.
This is best in slot.
Ellen, it makes like every single enemy. So basically, you give your entire team a bottomless clip. You can't be air blasted away, and you have permanent overheal.
Only while rage is going on, though.
No, this is separate from the buff. You get these two regardless of when the buff is going on.
Okay,
These are
what's
passive.
the buff, though?
The buff is your team has a bottomless clip.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Is this OP or meta? Because this...
All healing received is decreased by 25% while recently in combat. If you're being pocketed, this would not make sense.
If you're taking damage in combat, no. Okay, so pocketing is not as effective, but you have permanent overheal, so that kind of offsets.
Yeah.
And you can still be pocketed.
This is over.
Wait,
no, it's game break.
Wait, it's while recently in combat. So does that mean that while you're taking damage, it doesn't apply? So
yeah.
Like, okay, so it's like if you're not. Okay.
If you haven't taken damage and then you take damage, then it does.
Okay.
That.
Okay. I think this is meta. Like, this is not.
Yeah. I think this is overpowered because of the immunity to movement pairing and overheal does not decay.
Yeah, but not decaying overheal.
Richard, you have 300 and how much health when you have overheal?
300 because you're not using the battalion's backup.
300 health. That's as much as a heavy, and you can deal more damage faster.
Yeah, but you can't recover that health though. Like, you can't recover it without the medic.
If there was a medic around you, at least.
So, nearby teammates from having to reload.
I would say this is. No, I guess it's meta.
Because think about it, if immunity to movement impairing effects, you can't be slowed down by Natasha. You can't be air blasted. Like,
this would actually be really good.
I don't think
this
it would
is
be
meta.
OP. Like, I don't think it would be OP though.
This is meta.
Yeah, I think it goes in meta because, like, this is really good, but I don't think it's game breaking or overpowered. because
Yeah.
you're still giving up the gun bonus.
Valve add this.
Yeah, this is another Valve. Okay. We have a sniper melee, battle fever, heal up to 5 HP per second while in combat. So if you've recently taken damage, you're recovering 5 health per
So
second.
this would be good with Huntsman.
Yeah, so like aggressive sniper. On kill, the next attack received within 10 seconds is a guaranteed mini crit. So basically, if you kill someone, the next attack you take within 10 seconds, you will.
Does
take a
this
mini crit.
mean on kill with the weapon or on kill in general? If it
doesn't
means
say
on kill in general, this would be absolutely overpowered.
Well, usually on kill, actually, no. I'm saying you take a mini crit. The next attack you receive is a mini crit.
Oh.
But it says on kill, so usually on kill on a weapon usually means with that weapon. So basically, if you don't kill someone with the melee weapon, then
So basically, don't go near spies.
yeah. So basically, it says like the
Just wear this
the
with
upside is passive, the downside is active.
So the loadout for this would be the Razorback, the Huntsman.
and this, yeah. I think this is decent
I
because
think
like,
yeah, this is decent. It's not
because, like-
it's not best on par with slot because the
it's not better than the Bushwhacker.
absolutely not.
So
Or
okay,
stock for sniper is actually good too.
because you can actually kill people with it
Yeah,
without a huge penalty.
I love using the pan on sniper.
Okay. Number 18, we have
Soldier
another banner.
secondary
Provides
provides
a-
a buff where enemies hit by user are marked for death. Rage increases through damage done. Adaptable. After being hit by a crit, all following crits received during the fight deal half of the non-boosted damage. Healing received below 50% health is doubled. All debuffs on user last 50% longer.
Okay, so-
this is on par with the other. This is on par with Best in Slot.
This is a worse buff banner.
Wait,
Okay,
hold on.
so basically it's been let's parse this out. Buff banner that gives you guaranteed mini crits. This applies guaranteed mini crits to anything you hit. So you have to hit someone a second time to apply.
But that's not during rage.
No, look. The gray text is the buff applied on rage. The blue text is the passive.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So no matter what, you're gonna get a mini crit on something.
No, provides a buff where enemies hit by user. So this is not a
Oh.
team support thing. So like,
So this is usable but weak.
I don't know. This is okay. So
No, because the buff banner, the whole point of the banners is to move everybody together and give everybody a buff.
okay, but here's the thing. Though. The other upsides though, like this would be the best banner to run while you are like, playing by yourself.
This would be good for Roamer.
Yeah, this would be a good roamer banner because if you get think about it like this. Okay, during the fight. So does that mean that if you like can receive crit heals after taking damage, like if you wait long enough between taking damage, you can receive crit heals that you. Alan, if you fight the Kritzkrieg with this and you take a crit and survive the first one, then you.
I think this is decent.
Healing restored below 50% health is double. Yeah, I think this would be good for like roamer soldier or like a soldier that's sticking close to a medic, like a
Like
cart
every soldier.
Yeah, I think this would be good like if you're like queuing with a friend or you're like pushing the cart like purely, but this is not as good as the other banners. I say this is decent because like
Yeah.
it's basically a
It's
worse.
definitely the worst banner, but
Yeah,
yeah,
because it
it's
doesn't-
alright.
The big thing is it's not a team support item. It's a single buff item. Like it buffs you only. And while the upsides are good, they're not at all like. I think this goes in decent. This is decent. Okay. Soldier primary. All receive debuffs, bleed, mark for death, flip into buffs, and you cannot control yourself at all while rocket jumping.
So
Don't rocket jump.
Yeah.
So in other words, if you don't rocket jump,
So this is for the people that wear that cosmetic.
yeah, if you're like playing banner soldier and like with a pain train or something, you equip this. Like if you get marked to death, so basically like, but this would mean
This would be really good for the first banner we did.
Yeah, but we're assuming each of these gets added by themselves, so like the others are not being added with them.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying this would be good with the buff banner
this would be good with any banner, like this,
and the conch.
good with, again with any banner, like the
Yeah.
battalion, because again this is on defense. Like snipers are gonna have a lot of Girardi. It's basically if they splash you with Girardi, you get a free battalion's backup charge. Like
I mean, basically, air jumping is. I wonder if you use the man tread to gain back some control.
that's
Because it
true.
says plus 300 air. Wait a minute.
So if
Hold
you
on.
use
What are the stats on the? What are the stats on the
hold
man
on,
tread?
hold on, hold on.
I'm pretty sure it says like something like 200 or 300%.
TF2. Let me see. 200% increase in air control while blast jumping. So basically, you have. But then again, the downside of this is that you're using the man treads instead of a banner.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there is a way to get around this.
Yeah, there is, but like, you have to use arguably Soldier's worst secondary besides the Bison in order to make this. And also, this is like assuming you're not rocket jumping. If you're not rocket jumping at all, this is a straight upgrade to stock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll put this in decent.
I think it's on par because like it's the stock rocket launcher, but you can't be debuffed and you can't rocket jump.
Yeah, you're right. Just put it in par.
Okay, on par. Last one. A heavy melee. Bleed for 8 seconds, so it's an upside, so I'm going to assume on hit.
We can't assume anything.
But it's an upside, though. Like, for a downside, we don't really know what it means by
Wait, does that mean bleed for 8 seconds when you hit somebody? Like,
Yes.
they bleed for 8 seconds because it says it's an upside?
Yeah, because it's an upside. Assuming
Okay, well, then we'll do that because it's an upside.
Yeah, if it's a downside...
On melee hit received, your melee attacks are 15% weaker.
So basically, if you're in a melee fight, you get debuffed.
Yeah, but why would you use this on heavy? Why would you get into a melee fight on heavy?
Yeah, okay.
This is basically good for, like, if a scout gets too close to you.
This
or,
is
like,
worthless. This is absolutely worthless.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
This is worthless.
This is
Okay.
worthless.
Way to end it on a sour note, but okay.
Nothing game breaking, at least.
Weird. I think it's because we had this tier specifically.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love that spy knife.
Valve, seriously, please add this. This is actually so cool. I want something like this in the game. Okay. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoy this, we definitely plan to make more of these. This was fun. I enjoyed
That
this.
was just great.
Yeah, so I definitely want to do this more. Again, check out Great Blue's video. He did something like this. It was a lot longer, more in depth with Fish Stick on a Stick, the Bad Weapon Academy guy. So be sure to check them out and check again. We're planning to do one of these very soon. So we'll see you then.